selling is great. It's the rapport business. It's the relationship, because you got many bites at the apple. And we talked about, if you're selling a copier, you sort of go in and say, hey, notice you guys were growing. You guys are hiring, probably some divisional growth. Copiers have changed a lot in the last 2 years. What do you think about this new Canon? It can make espresso, do bulletproof coffee, book you dates, and one of the least things it does is copy material. It can fax, it can FedEx, it knows if your employees are scanning their butts inappropriately and won't print that data. Like, these things are really good. And the buyer goes, you know what? Not today. We just our Xerox copier is doing pretty well. But why don't you come back in the next quarter? We are continuing to hire, and it's something we would look at. So, sales. Why don't I give you guys some paper and we can start a relationship? Sure, we'll take 2 pallets of paper, right? So selling is sort of, you have multiple bites at it. You put them in your Rolodex. You come back in. They're growing. You're growing. You're gonna get something done. These are sort of small transactions. You're convincing people to do business with you at some level, and there's a lot of continuity to it. By contrast, let's say you and I want to buy the building on the other side of the road, knock it down, build something new there. We need a $100 million loan from Bank of London. Okay, we walk in there, we make our proposal, and they go, guys, it doesn't work for us. We don't like your debt service coverage ratio, and this, for us, it's a pass. Right? We cannot go, we understand, why don't we come in next quarter, see how you're doing, see if your money is a little looser, pitch you the same deal. And in fact, if we call the day after, 3 months later, a year later, they're gonna go, what about no confused you? It's a no. So in the pitching business, no is no, do not come back. Right? It's binary, 1-0. In selling, you build a relationship over time, eventually you're gonna sell something, and the stakes are not as high.
Right. So it's a binary shot. You can't come in with information. That's the schoolboy error, to come in with and just fill them with information. You need to grab that crocodile brain, as you talked about, and really shake them loose to where the old guy, I thought you were going to say at the end of his life, but you said the end of the day, but probably at the end of his day, at the end of his career, at the end of his life, Friday afternoon in a conference room, probably think about his weekend. You have to snap him out of it and get him to notice you, probably on a social level first,
right,
before he's willing to even do business with you.
Well, I mean, this is, page 1, chapter 1 of the book. Information gets into the human mind through the crocodile brain, right, which is scared of everything. And then it flows up into the midbrain, which is social. And if it does not believe you're a high status individual, or you have the power to control the social environment that the buyer lives in, then it doesn't pay attention to you. And the information you have never gets to the neocortex.
Right, the homeless people you don't recognize on the street, the people giving parking tickets, you don't even know they're there because they don't even register, because your brain's already processed them.
Right, the brain's processed them out. They have no impact on my social status and my ability to create attention and additional value for myself. Low status people are not able to create value for you, other than in the job they're supposed to do, right? And so your status, the job of a pitch, right, is really to raise your status so high that the buyer will give you lots of attention, right? Give him new and novel ideas to get him excited, then deliver your information in a very short, tight package, and then challenge him and give him a test and make him prove to you that he's good enough to do business with you. That's the job of a pitch. Has really almost nothing to do with giving information.
And it doesn't have a lot to do with the product at that point, or the company, or the deal, because you're in the room because that already makes sense. To watch the rest of this fascinating interview, click on the link below and go to londonrealacademy.com. There you can sign in with your social media, log in and watch the rest of the episode for free, along with all of our episodes on London Real, my webinars, and all of our premium content, all located over at londonrealacademy.com. So click on the link below, you'll be directed there, and you can watch the rest of this fascinating interview, and I'll see you there.